The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Aaron Glenn versus the media. Once again, we'll talk about that and the latest on the Jets as the trade deadline is 24 hours away. Will Parkinson will join us. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. How much worse can it get for Aaron Glenn's Jets team? Can he salvage this season and give us something to be excited about? Every step of the journey, the Jake Asman Show will have you covered, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now. Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Show number 2 on the day, on a Monday, where the Jets didn't play yesterday, which means the Jets did not lose over the weekend. Hope your bye week went well. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and make sure that you always click the like button. This is the last day to join my Patreon if you want your name included for the month of November. Just go to patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. If you sign up for the year, you automatically get 10 raffle tickets applied into tomorrow's raffle featuring a signed Nick Mangold football, signed Wayne Corbett football, and a signed Justin Fields jersey. We are presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. The Jets and the Browns on Sunday, and the Jets are still a favorite in this one, a 1.5-point favorite to be exact. For more on this game and for more on who the quarterback is going to be, we say hello to the host of the Turn on the Jets podcast, Will Parkinson, who joins us now. Will, Aaron Glenn still playing games with who his quarterback is. We are back, baby. Glenn pressers, media back and forth. The bye week was nice, but here we go. Second half of the season.
We have Curly Norman. No, I mean, look, I think this is like, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you view it, I thought it was kind of funny today. I enjoyed the candor between Glenn and the media. Is a lot funnier when you're coming off a win than it is when you're coming off a loss. So, yeah, look, I mean, I think it's going to be Fields, right? I would be pretty surprised if it's not. I don't even know if Tyrod's healthy based on the fact that the Jets worked out some quarterbacks over the bye week. So, yeah, no, look, today was a funny. I enjoyed a couple of the Glenn Presser moments where it's just like, I'm not going to tell you. And you're like, all right. Browns are shaking in their boots. What are they going to get? Justin Fields, who has 112 yards, no interceptions, or Tyrod Taylor with 212 yards and 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions?
To me, it feels like this is going to blow up in his face if the Jets go out there and look awful against the Browns, right? You play games with the quarterback. If then Justin Fields goes out there and he's terrible, it will be used against him. If he plays well, no one will bat an eye and bring it up, just like they played the game with Fields versus Tyrod.
Did you hear the way Rich said it? He's like, whatever perceived advantage it's creating for you. It was a nice Rich gave him a little dig right back.
Yep. Let's why don't we do this? Let's listen to the full thing. So there were a bunch of questions early about the quarterback. Then they pivoted to a different topic, and then Rich went back to the quarterback questions. So I edited it all down. So we have about 2 minutes uninterrupted of Aaron Glenn versus the media earlier today.
Hey, G, I know it's early in the week, but I think the assumption is because of the way that Justin played the other day, that you'll go with him going forward. Is that your plan right now? Is that, as we sit here right now, is that what your plan is?
Rich, is that you asking that question? Canizaro, Mark. You know I'm not going to give you that answer. So the thing is, you will find out soon who our starting quarterback could be. And Justin did a hell of a job against Cincinnati, but I'm going to keep that close to the vest.
This is to be following here. Is that Is there an injury factor going into that decision because of Tyrod?
Operate, and I think you guys know that. So as we go throughout the week, I know you guys are going to ask me again. You're going to get the same answer. So you know who the starting quarterback is. We go out there for Cleveland.
What do you think it would look like, though, if after the performance that Justin had the other day, he is not playing us this week?
Well, that is nothing for you to worry about, isn't it?
Well, I'm very worried, though, Aaron.
Well, you shouldn't be.
I just want to go back to the quarterback thing again. So obviously you want to keep it secret for as long as possible for whatever, competitive reasons. But I'm wondering, doesn't it help the quarterback's confidence when the coach comes out and says, "You're my guy"?
It helps the quarterback confidence when the player and the coach talk and they know who the guy is. Not that I'm telling it to you guys. That has nothing to do with the player's confidence.
So basically, are you kind of saying that, whomever is going to start knows his status as he practices throughout the week this week?
And that'll be between me and the player.
But I mean, okay.
I don't understand it. I don't understand why you guys keep doing it.
Well, AT, I'm just kind of...
It's really getting hilarious, too, because you guys keep asking the same question and I keep giving you the same answer.
I am just curious, though, AG, what is the competitive advantage or disadvantage for a team not knowing which of these two guys is playing?
My own reasons.
So there you go. He's playing games once again. If they win, nobody's going to care. If they go out there and lose to a bad Browns team, then it's going to continue to be louder and louder against this coach, despite the fact he is only still in his first year. So I think Glenn makes it harder on himself when he does this. Ultimately, do I think it matters? No. What matters is, will they win football games or not? But is Aaron Glenn making it harder on himself when he takes this approach? I think there's, without a doubt, he is. And anyone who's saying, he's going after the media, let's stop with that. You pick a fight with the media. Ultimately, it doesn't usually go too well for coaches in this town. You got to work with them. You don't need to be dismissive to them, but that's the approach he wants to take. Fine. Go out there and beat the Browns on Sunday and nobody cares.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about it, to be honest. Not that I don't care. Like, I don't mean like that. It doesn't matter, right? Like, I think we all know at this point, like, hey, the Jets were super competitive in some games. They're not competitive in others. End of the day, people want to see wins, right? That's all that matters. And if Fields goes out or Tyrod or Brady Cook or fucking, whoever, whoever's playing quarterback, Tom Tupa, it doesn't matter. Win the games. Like, that's, again, look, he comes from the Parcells, to some extent, Belichick, Sean Payton, very combative with the media to a lot of extent. It doesn't matter per se, and I think it's all about defending his players. I think it's all about, like, hey, Rex used to do this, and I wish Saleh did this more. To some extent, it was like, hey, all the blame and is on me, and all the credit goes to the players. And I think that's the players in that locker room clearly respect the way he's operating, which is great. I also think there's it doesn't have to be. I think it almost is a game now, Jake, and it kind of has become this I'm not going to answer it. Well, cool, I'm going to keep asking, and I don't really get the point of it, to be honest. It doesn't. I don't know. There's nothing that's the Jets are not gaining anything from this, in my opinion. Do I think, the Browns have to potentially, prep for two quarterbacks? You know what they're going to do, Jake? Myles Garrett's going to rush the passer. That's what's going to happen. I think it's a much bigger deal hiding whether Garrett's going to play. I think that's a huge deal. And, I think that Glenn's done a good job of this guy is going to practice in some form. He doesn't really tell you what they do. That, to me, that's smart. That's smart business. The quarterback, to me, if it was a slow player versus a fast player, or scrambling, you're playing Snoop Huntley or you're playing Tua, that kind of matters because it's a different style. But Tyrod and Fields in a lot of ways play the same style at this point in their career. Fields isn't a big runner anymore, realistically. Let's be honest. We've seen him really explode for one or two runs this year. He's been pretty he doesn't move that much, and Tyrod's moved just as much. So to me, it's more funny than it is useful, I guess, at this point.
I mean, it just, to me, silly to try and play games.
It's a little unnecessary.
Yeah.
I get it with Garrett or Sauce or somebody like that.
That's different, though. Your starting quarterback Will, your starting quarterback who just came off a great game before your bye week, you can come out and say he's starting. Like, I just
I
think
think it's trying to put so like if I try to play devil's advocate, is it because he doesn't want to have to be beholden to one guy and if Fields sucks in the first half again, he could go to Tyra. Like, I'd almost rather be able to like just act and apologize later if I'm Glenn and be like, hey, like, this is our plan or whatever, make up some BS. Then like we're not going to tell you the quarterback is because they clearly still don't think Fields is like the guy, right? Like if he was, I don't know. Jake, I don't know if you agree, but like it almost is like trying to eliminate a story before there's a story. But in reality, like,
isn't this not making it a bigger story though?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're almost like trying to eliminate a story, but it's almost making it a bigger story. It's weird.
Well, that's why he should stop doing it. That's exactly my point. Just come out and say Justin Fields is the starting quarterback. Like,
or you could just be like, hey, I'll talk to you guys on Friday about it. And then like leave it. Just cut it. Like, I will not answer a question about this.
But even that still makes it a story where we're speculating all the way. There's no reason for him to do this. Now, ultimately, if they win, it doesn't matter. But my point is, he's not a good enough head coach where he could bank on wins right now. He hasn't proven anything. His team's 1-7.
They're not a shoe in to win. They're not a shoe in to win on Sunday. I hope they win, Jake, and it'd show me a lot. And there's a lot of wins. There's a lot of potential games on the schedule remaining where you could talk yourself into a win. But until they prove they can win after a bye, they can win consistent games, they can stack performances, there's no reason to assume they're going to. I think the assumption is the Jets off a bye are dog shit until they're not. That's just the reality of it.
The Jets record off a bye the last 9 years is 1-8. So yes.
And Jake, you know what the only win was? Which was
I was there. Giant game. Yeah, I was there.
One of the worst games I've ever watched. It was just horrible performance as it gets. Luckily, Xavier Newman, the pride of Baylor and Waco, Texas, bailed everybody out. Like that was. I mean, that game was horrendous. They had no business that game being what it was, and it is what it is. Larry, what a kind soul.
Farewell to Larry Romano. We will not miss your nonsense comments today. Look, the bottom line is winning cures all, but I just think this is another example of the head coach making things harder that don't need to be this hard. And
he's made some things easier on himself and some things way harder with the media. Like
he's done it a lot, though. Like this is the problem, right? Yeah. He's doing this and he hasn't won anything yet. And I think a lot of the reason why like a first-year coach is not getting the same grace period other first-year coaches with the Jets have received is because how from the very beginning he talked a big game, hasn't backed it up. The teams looked unprepared at times. He personally has made a ton of mistakes that we can see.
Let me ask you. They trade Brees tomorrow, right? Just say they trade him. What was the point of saying like being really like, oh, well, we're not trading Brees? What was the point of that? That's your point. You could have said like, and then he kind of, it's like he walked it back on Friday or Wednesday, whatever his last presser was. The bye week was like the slowest week of all time. He was like, yeah, like I'm not going to answer that to what Bill Parcells would say, which is basically he's doing the Parcells. Everybody has a price. You always answer the phone because you never know what someone's going to say. And that's the way you should GM. That's the way you should coach. I think we're all on the same page. There's not a single player on this roster, even Garrett, that doesn't have a price. If someone came to you and said, we'll trade you, I don't know. Oh, this is a bad example. The Chargers are like, we'll give you Joe Alt and 3 first-round picks. You're obviously trading Garrett Wilson, right? But it was like, oh, we would, and the combines and the owners' meetings was like, oh, Brees Hall is just a guy. And then it's like, we were never trading Brees. And it's like, I'm not trading. It's just one of those things where it's like, it almost causes more of like, if they trade him, someone's going to quote tweet it. And Brees, Mr. Twitter Fingers, is going to go on and quote tweet that tweet. Like, it's just not necessary. It's not even a bad thing. Nothing wrong. It just feels like it's an unnecessary situation to be in.
Let's talk about this trade deadline, Will.
Yeah.
That's the big story now until 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. We know the Jets have made the Michael Carter trade.
Yep.
What do you think ultimately happens? Do you think Brees Hall, Quinnen Williams, Jermaine Johnson, they are all on the Jets at this time 24 hours from now?
So I go through it one by one, and I'll say yes or no.
Brees Hall.
Yes.
Quinnen Williams.
Yes.
Jermaine Johnson.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say no.
Really? So let's talk about why you think Jermaine Johnson will not be a Jet less than 24 hours from now.
Because if Jalen Phillips, who's had more injuries and is an expiring contract, just went for a 3, and the Jets' price was apparently a 2, right, on Jermaine, which I think is the fair price. I even would have taken – first of all, I would have taken – if I was the Jets, I would have said, we'll just take our third-round pick back from the Reddick trade, and you can have Jermaine, because the pick might very well be the 65th. It might be a top 70 pick. It should probably realistically be a top 70 pick.
Why are we trading Jermaine Johnson, though?
I don't want to trade Jermaine, but this is why – I'm not saying that – this is, by the way, I would say if this was like, oh, I've heard this. I have not heard this. Michael Williams tore his ACL yesterday. Nick Bosa tore his ACL. Robert Saleh is very familiar with Jermaine Johnson. If the Jets can get the Niners to give you their 2, while I don't want to do it, you couldn't. I don't think you can say no if someone's going to give you a top 55 pick in the draft for a guy that, unless you're going to pay, may very well be gone next year. That's the only way I'm trading him, by the way. This is my caveat, is like my wild card. I feel like everyone's been saying Quinn. I'll just go out on a limb and say it's maybe Jermaine. And if someone's going to give you a 2, Jake, I feel like as much as it would be hard to stomach, I think you'd be like, oh, cool. The Jets, who need a lot of talent, now have 3 top 60 picks. And it's like, can we go out and sign somebody to replace his production? But then again, then you have the same argument of like, we have to replace Jermaine now in the offseason with either
and he's a leader.
Right.
He's good. He helps you.
No, I don't want to move him. I wonder, like, if someone gets desperate tomorrow and says, oh, Jalen Phillips went for a 3, and I think Jermaine's a better player or more consistently healthy, even though he's coming off, obviously, the Achilles as well. I don't know. Does San Francisco go, here's a 2 and a 4 and take Quincy and Jermaine? And you're like, I don't know. I'm spitballing ideas. I wonder if San Francisco being
a 2 and a 4 for Quincy and Jermaine? No way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you work through it in your
head.
I want
a first-round pick. I want a first-round pick if I'm trading him.
No, you're not going to get that. So is it worth it? I don't want to trade Jermaine.
He's under contract. So why am I trading him? Like, if Phillips went for a 3, I could argue Jermaine Johnson's worth a 1. He's under contract on the 5th-year option already next year.
I don't want to move him. I'm just thinking, like, what wild card could happen? And based on the edge market, I just wonder, like, I think Jermaine would be worth more than Jalen Phillips. And if the Jets' price has been a 2,
what about Will McDonald? McDonald, I would trade for a 2. I just think he's a one-trick pony at this point, and I'd rather get a premium pick I could use on offense to help my quarterback.
Yeah, I think you got to keep at least 1. Jake, the real wild card, did the Niners take Michael Clemens off your hands for a 6th and 7th round pick swap? Because if they do,
to the airport.
I'll build Muji a goddamn statue. I'll build Glenn a statue. Like that. I don't know. I just wonder, does one of the edge guys get traded? And Jermaine keeps getting floated. And as much as.
So the Jets lied to him when they said that we're not trading him?
No, but I don't know. It's weird. It's like he tweeted about that stuff and said, like, hey, we had a conversation that I want to be here. And then it's like he keeps popping up, which makes me think that, like, either there's one of 2 things happening. People are using Jermaine being out there as a way to get a higher leverage pick for one of the Dolphins guys. Maybe the Dolphins are using, hey, like, Jermaine's available too. If you don't want, you got to pay up a little bit more if you want, Bradley Chubb, or you wanted Jalen Phillips, or the Jets are still listening, in which I don't blame them. I don't know, Jake. I wonder, like, this regime didn't draft these guys, so anyone could be on the table. I don't know. The Cowboys, Jerry Jones had a really weird thing before. I don't know if you saw this, like, a couple minutes ago. He said they just made a trade for somebody and nobody knows what the trade is, and he's going to be an instant starter. I don't know what the hell that just was. That was weird. I don't know if, I'm sure, knowing Jerry, it'll be some dog shit 5th receiver that he, like, traded a 2nd round pick for. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Jets trade 1 or 2 people tomorrow and maybe acquire 1 person, maybe.
Interesting that you think Jermaine could be the wild card. I'm shocked. I thought you were going to say Will McDonald or even Quinn.
I don't know. Something's weird to me that he keeps, every time, like, we think the rumors die with Jermaine, there's another insider that keeps floating his name, which is either the Jets doing it or it's other teams think that he's available. Again, I don't want to trade him. I just think that there is a line where, what if Jake, let's play this scenario. If I could say you could have one of 2 things. The Jets pick 4th and they keep Jermaine, right? Or they pick 8th and they have to trade up for a quarterback and they have the extra second round pick. It's like I just wonder if that's the conversation of like, or dude, the Jets might not win a game the rest of the year. I really don't know. I don't think any of us know. They're so Jekyll and Hyde. I just wonder if they're like, we need to accumulate picks, or they're sitting there like, hey,
no, we need good players. We need good players.
I know.
And Aaron Glenn said we want to keep our good young players. So if you trade away Jermaine Johnson,
just send Jermaine and Brees, to be honest, on 2-year deals, lock in some of the money. You're gonna have a quarterback in a rookie deal. Why are you getting rid of the guys that are contributors right now?
Well, it'd be a terrible move to trade Jermaine Johnson for just a second round pick. It needs to be an offer
where 2 and 4 for the last month, and
it needs to be something, Will, where if you get the offer, it's like, I understand why they did it. Like when they made the Jamal Adams deal, I knew immediately, I'm like, that is a great trade, regardless what happens next. I was all about it. Like it needs to be that type of deal if you're going to trade Jermaine Johnson.
I think Quincy gets moved, which would kind of suck because Quincy's a much better player, I think, than Sherwood is. I do wonder, like, I just wonder if the Quincy, like the Falcons winning yesterday, I think would have been nice for the Jets in terms of that. I wonder if the Niners are the team with Quincy that's just like, he knows solid. He's obviously a great fit in that defense. The money's very reasonable for them. And, you know, they're 6-3 and like they're going to get a lot of these guys healthy, but they need someone that knows Salah's defense is really good. And I'm sure Quincy will go and thrive there if that's where he gets traded. But I just don't know how. I mean, Quincy doesn't make sense to retain if you're not going to like keep him. Like the comp pick's not going to be worth it. They're going to spend money this offseason. And then you're not getting a comp pick and you're just losing him for nothing, which would suck.
I'd love to get at least a fifth for Quincy if I'm going to do
I think can you get a fifth that becomes a fourth if they make the playoffs, or a fourth that becomes a third if he's an all pro, which he won't be, but like, can you get some type of a, you know, it starts as a 4 or 5 and moves up. Look, I know Quincy's he's 29, he's in a contract year and he's a linebacker, but he's also a former all pro 2 years ago. So like that carries weight within the league, right? You know, with all these guys, Roquan went for what, 2 2s? He's not going to go for that, obviously, but I don't know. Can you get a fifth that can become a 4 if the Niners make the playoffs, or a fourth that becomes a 3rd if Quincy makes a Pro Bowl and you hope he goes on a tear the rest of the year or something like that?
Comments, questions, super chats.
A lot of dead money, by the way, for Quincy. Very annoying. Very annoying. One of those contracts that the Jets spaced out that they're going to eat some void money next year, unfortunately.
This is the last show before tomorrow's raffle. However, only one live show tomorrow because I'm filling in for Bart Scott on radio. Listen to me and Chris Carlin from 10 to 1 on ESPN New York. I'll be live with Joe Blewett at 4 tomorrow, and we will do the weekly raffle then. So make sure you enter for your chance to win a field signed jersey, a Wayne Corbett signed football, and our top prize, an autographed Nick Mangold football. Going to get to your super chats. I also want to share with you, though, we have a raffle up for grabs at the end of today's show. Here's the prize: a Jets Legends jersey, Joe Namath, Joe Klecko, Curtis Martin, Wayne Corbett, Darrelle Revis, and the late, great Nick Mangold. So make sure you gift away to enter like Marvelous did before the damn show even started. He sent in a 5-spot of channel memberships. Hit it, AG. All right, super chat from Omari who says
trade will be consummated tomorrow.
What trade?
Jerry Jones just said they just made a trade, but didn't say who it is. And they said his direct quote is, immediately it will address some things that have been in our shortcomings. So he's obviously trading for a defensive player.
Is it Quinn Williams or Jermaine Johnson?
Listen, the Cowboys want to give us their first round, the Packers, or their first round pick, ideally their first round pick for Quinn Williams. As much as I love Q, yeah, I'm probably doing that if I'm being honest. Because as much as the defense will probably need help, Jake, if you tell me I walk out of the draft next year with a quarterback and a receiver to go with Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Mason Taylor in this offensive line, that's a hell of a lot more exciting to me than the classic Jets. Good defense, terrible offense. I think we're all kind of over that a little bit.
Omari says, I see no problem with Glenn's approach. If that's his approach, respect it's between him and the players. Media always blowing things up out of proportion. Why wait till 8 minutes in to ask about the deadline? The media is doing their job. I mean, they're going to ask. The quarterback thing is more important.
I'm glad they asked about the 4th down stuff. I don't know why no one asked about it last week. I was actually really happy to see that.
Omari, you could say that's his approach. That's fine. I don't disagree, but I think there's a right and wrong way to handle it. And the way he's handling it, I mean, if they win games, it doesn't matter, but I think he just makes it harder on himself. He's not going to get the benefit of the doubt from as many people as many fans, and he's not going to get as much of a benefit of the doubt from the media either, because it's not even the beat guys that are there every day. It's the talk show hosts, it's the national people. Like they see the clips of a guy being a jerk or what's perceived to be a jerk at a presser, and like you're just not going to get the benefit of the doubt when you're 1-7. It's just how it goes. So
No,
it's a choice. He can do whatever he wants, but if he doesn't win, it's going to be used against him.
Yeah, it's the reality of it. Like you're just going to take heat. Like if you look at the way, like, I'm not going to name who people, but if you look at the way that certain people are covering Glenn versus have covered Saleh or cover the other team in town, I think specifically Saleh, the way he was covered, and maybe got some benefit of the doubt because he was really friendly and nice. It's just a natural thing, dude. If you're in a workplace, if you treat people well, they probably give you the benefit of the doubt. And if you treat people like crap, like, or just are not nice to them, they're going to probably not be nice back when you lose. Like I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just the reality. Like Aaron Boone couldn't be more chummy with the media, which is why the Yankees beat, generally speaking, gives him a huge pass, and Brian Cashman as well. But, if you look at other situations, guys take a lot of heat because that's the way, like, that's just the way it works. That's always the way it's worked. Bill Belichick won for 20 straight years. The second that dude lost a single game, all those guys he was dicks to the entire time absolutely torched him, right? It's just the reality of it.
Super chats. Omari says, players respected. That's all that matters. Tell the beat ask better questions. It's that simple. Nah, the beat's asking the right questions. You just don't like it, Omari.
I'd like them to ask some different. There's some things I've asked in pressers before. There's like just some things that Glenn's done or not done. I thought with the analytics stuff, that was definitely super interesting. But I know the
questions today were fine though. Like that's the top.
But I also understand that like a lot of these guys write for papers that need a headline, and you have to ask the headline question that people are going to read in the paper, right? Like that's just the reality of it.
Well, I mean, what's a bigger story? The Jets' use of analytics or who their starting quarterback is coming off their bye week, where their starter they guaranteed $30 million to had one of the best games of his career. Like, and the head coach won't name him a starter. Like that's the bigger story. That's how this works.
Like it's like, of course, I don't know. I think like I don't know. I don't know. We're in New York. That's what sells it's what sells headlines, man. It's the reality of it. Whether I agree with it or not, it's just the reality of how you do your job.
Bucks Fanatics, Shake and Bake says, hey, Jake, always best sports show on YouTube. Thank you, Mr. Bucks Fanatic. My Mike Evans jersey came in. Thank you. Go Bucks. And as always, go Jets. Love that. We got Bucks Fanatic. This is Shake and Bake, but YouTube screwed up everyone's usernames and have no idea how to change it. He has won multiple raffle prizes, and we customized them to the Bucks when he won. So he won a jersey at the end of a show, and it was a Mike Evans jersey I sent him, so I'm glad that it came in safely. Robin says, put me in the raffle, Jake. I haven't won anything this century. LFG. Well, Robin, today might be your day because you are now in the raffle for 2. For those who want to join, make sure you gift a membership or send in a $10 super chat or higher. Well, this game on Sunday and just the second half in general, what do you want to see from the Jets over these next 9 games? Because let's be real. This team is a lot better than what the record is currently, and they need to show us a lot in the second half for this fan base, I think, to have any sort of confidence or hope going into the offseason.
Like how many wins do you think, or just overall things I want to see?
Yeah, things you want to see, and also you could talk about wins because ultimately, like if they don't win games, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I think generally speaking, want to see a continued improvement from the analytics side, 4th downs, going for 2. The penalties have gotten much better, Jake. I'd like to see that continue.
Yep.
Tanner Engstrand continuing to develop to me is huge. I think that's extremely important for a young quarterback coming in, and just kind of the offensive staff in general. I feel like offensive line coach they hit. It seems like offensive coordinator they may have gotten it right. So, those things as well. I think the development of the young players continue. Like as many Malachi Moore reps as you can get. If we get Azaria Thomas reps, that's awesome, right? Like figuring out a way to make Arian Smith a useful NFL player. When you can get Kiko on the field and getting him reps, like even when sometimes it's ugly, at least it's, again, developing a guy that, hey, can he be your 3rd linebacker next year and like be like a legit 3rd linebacker, not a guy that you just kind of have to put out there. And obviously Mason Taylor and Membu, I think goes without saying. I think they got to win 2 division games, Jake. Really, I keep saying this. I think if they win 2 division games, because it looks, as much as we're like, oh, this Buffalo game's not going to matter, dude. It might very well matter for them because the Patriots are Like those both teams might be 13-3 going into that game. Very like Lions Vikings last year. Maybe they won't be. Maybe the Patriots fall off a cliff or the Bills, choke a little bit. But like generally speaking, that game's probably going to matter. Can you upset the Patriots at home, ruin their chance to win the division, steal one in a game that they think they're going to walk all over you? Can you do something unthinkable, Jake, which this very likely will not happen? There's like a 98% chance it doesn't happen. But can you win on Sunday and then on a short week, the Patriots thinking we're going to steamroll them, we'll give a C game today, and hey, the Jets are feeling confident, you steal a game up in New England? I don't think this is going to happen. Again, I'm just saying, could you theoretically do this? And then you're like, hey, we're not going to be a playoff team, obviously, and we're not likely going to win more than 5 or 6 games. But that would show me a lot. If Glenn can finish 2-4 in the division to start, you have to win the Miami game. Like they're going to be a gutted roster on top of just being an absolute mess. But can you steal one of the Patriots games or the Buffalo game, beat Miami, and then again develop the young guys, develop the young staff, continue to get better in terms of those in-game situations? That would show me a lot, dude. And like, I don't know. I think I think the line right now is like, I'd be pretty impressed if they finish 5-12 or 6-11. And if they do that, and you tell me the Jets finish the season 6-4, like, I don't think this is going to happen. I'm just saying, like, if you did this, right, you beat Cleveland, Atlanta, Miami, that's 3, New Orleans, let's say, and then you beat one of New England, Jacksonville, or Baltimore. Dude, you'd hit the over, you'd win more games than the Jets won last year with Rodgers and Saleh. And for all the crap that the first 7 weeks were, I'd leave thinking, hey, man, Glenn finished 6-4. There were some games they choked at the end, and maybe with another year under their staff, they'd look much better. They actually won a few division games. I'm not saying it's a successful season, but like, wouldn't most people pick them to win 5, 6, 7 games? Like, that's kind of what everyone thought. So I don't think this is going to happen, but there's a path to being like, I actually feel really good about Glenn. There's also a path, Jake, where they win 2 games, they get steamrolled in the division, and you're sitting there going, do I really feel good about Glenn? And like not feeling great. So that's kind of where I land.
I mean, I could easily see them losing Sunday, Will, and we're right back to where we were. And that game against the Bengals was an outlier.
I know it's the Browns. I understand. I know it's Dylan Gabriel. Sunday is worth 2 wins to me. If you come out of the bye and look like a professional outfit, knowing that the bye came at a time where like the season could have been lost, right? You could have lost the locker room. You could have lost guys. If you come out and like look good, win a home game, another AFC North win, which is weird. Like they're like only good against the AFC North. If you can do that, I don't know. I know 2-7 is not good. I get it, but across town, they're building statues for this Giants team that sucks. You'd sit there and look at it and you're like, hey, things are not terrible. I'm not saying it's good, but 2 wins in a row, winning after the bye would mean something to me, at least personally.
Well, I think they need to win this game. Otherwise, whatever they did against the Bengals means absolutely nothing. I mean, let's be real. Like if they lose to the Browns, what did you really accomplish? Like, great, you had your one outlier win. We've just watched the Browns beat the Packers this year. We watched the Panthers beat the Packers. Like the Colts could not have played worse yesterday after they were off to the best start of any team in the league. Like every team has a bad game. No team is going to go winless.
It would mean something to be like, hey, we actually won multiple games in a row. We handled the smallest bit of success well because they didn't. Jake, I think we talked about this after the Bills game, but my issue wasn't that they got steamrolled by the Bills. I think we're all disappointed. I think we were disappointed that like they did the classic, we can't handle an ounce of success well. And it wasn't even really success. They just didn't look like shit against Pittsburgh. But it's like, hey, we actually improved on this. We've improved on that. We've improved on these different things where at least you're like seeing there's growth there. That again, I would really be impressed if they could sit there and go, hey, we're not going to do the same old Jets, win a game, go into the bye and look like crap. Like it'd be nice for them to come out, and Joe said it the other day on the pod, like, can you just come out and win 23-10? A nice, normal Sunday afternoon. You win, and then we kind of have the conversation of you start to try to talk yourself into winning up in New England or keeping it close. Again, I don't know if they will, but like, just please be 2-7 so we can talk about a win back-to-back weeks. That'd be almost a month, Jake, without talking about a loss, which would be kind of nice.
It'd be nice. The problem is that game in New England, that could get real ugly.
It could get really ugly, or it would show me a lot if like they hang in there and they lose, kind of similar to like Denver or Pittsburgh or to some extent, I guess, like even the Miami game, I guess, or Carolina, like just New England's weird.
Yeah, but New England's in prime time too. So
I know.
Glenn,
That's what I'm
if
saying,
Glenn poops all over himself again in a nationally televised spot, and it's the Patriots destroying the Jets, it's gonna get loud, real loud, because that's the only game on. Forget the London game where it's 9:30 in the morning. Everyone will be watching that Thursday night game.
I know. That's why I don't know. I'm hoping maybe it's just hope against hope, but win on Sunday, keep it competitive. 1-score loss against New England. At least you're going into. I'm honestly more scared of the Baltimore game because, of course, they're now going to be amazing again and probably win 34-7. So, I find a way. If you can find a way to split the next, actually, really, let's go through the next 6 because I think that's what we can kind of project out. Can you find a way to 3-3? Can you beat the Browns? Can you beat Miami? And can you beat either Atlanta? Jacksonville, a team that feels gettable, especially Atlanta outside after Thanksgiving. The Jets will be 3-9 at that point, whatever. I don't know, Jake, can you find a way to 3 wins in your next 6 and then, win at least 1, if not 2 of the last 3? Probably he's asking a lot, but it's at least kind of what I feel like should be the goal.
Be nice. It really would. Am I confident in that? Absolutely not. I got to see it.
The only thing I'm confident in is the Jets will do something tomorrow or not do something tomorrow. I'm sure that will piss everybody off.
Jermaine Johnson, though. Now that's a take. Well, I like it.
Yeah, I don't.
You're not right, though.
I actually hope I'm wrong, and I hope I don't come back to this. But I also, I don't know. I keep saying it, but there's just it's weird to me that his name in trade rumors is not dying when he kind of squashed them, and then it feels like. Again this weekend, Albert Breer had a whole column. It was like about it. Diana put his name in again. It was like, unless they're all talking to the same people and it's just using his name for leverage, it's odd to me that he keeps coming up. That just means either, again, it's leverage or teams are calling and the Jets are not. They have a price and someone very well may pay it at the end. We will see. Will, plug the podcast. What's coming up this week? Yeah, Mike Renner will be on Wednesday. We're going to talk some college quarterbacks. Mike's as good as it gets, from a draft perspective. So talk some NFL draft, and then we will preview the Poop Bowl, Jets Browns, and go from there. And Jake, my dog did not like that fart sound. He is staring at me like he either is going to fart or not. Oh, you didn't like that, huh, buddy? He was not a fan. not a fan of not a fan of the farting. But I think I'll give your dog something maybe a little more authentic. Oh, Leo, say hi, dude. Say hi to all the Asmaniacs. Say hi, dude. Okay, dude. He's got a nice Jets jersey. We got to get him some Asmaniac gear. I'll send in Asmaniac doggy bandana. Hell yeah, and he'll rock it, dude. Jake, I had one question for you. I was talking about this yesterday. What international spot do you think the Jets play in next year? We know they're going to eventually, even though of course they get 9 home games, and I'm sure they'll somehow get sent to the gulag 9 times. But where do we think they play? I'm sure they'll take a home game away again. So where do we think that is? I would love Ireland just because selfishly I've never been, and that'd be a great trip to go and experience. But I'm not sure. I honestly, Woody's going to push for them to play in London every year, so it wouldn't shock me if they go to London again. Yeah, I know. I said the same thing. I would love Germany too. That'd be pretty cool, especially if they went there in October and do a little Oktoberfest. But I don't know. I just because the ticket price thing came out. My tickets did not go up in transparency. The upper level, there was no increase. It was only people in the 200 level downward. Yeah, and I know they it's really not as much money if you really look at it because it's an extra game and the Giants preseason's at home, but it's still annoying. It's just the optics. It's the PR of just not having the wherewithal of saying it's just the optics. It's like they probably sat on that for for 4 weeks. And again, it's like nothing's wrong. I mean, you should be paying fans to watch your somebody I asked that has really good seats. He said his tickets went up $4 per seat, which is again, you're paying a good amount of money for those seats anyways. You don't recognize the $4, but it's just the concept that you're getting a price raise. It's just all optics. It's the same thing with the Glenn thing. Like no one cares. He's not wrong about wanting to do that, the quarterback stuff. It's just the optics of being 1-7 and being Nah,
Make it harder on yourself. That's all
yeah,
it is.
of course. It's just do their easy thing. It's just it's frustrating.
This game could be ugly on Sunday. We'll have a bad feeling about it.
Jake, did you see our boy Shohei Ohtani speaks perfect English, but somehow never has to speak. But on the pregame, he said, "Thank you very much," and everyone's like, "Whoa, interesting. That's how you got out of the FBI indictment." You just did
You
one of
just
these.
swap places with Aaron Glenn.
That'd be
Glenn
great.
needs to speak
Yeah.
less. Ohtani could speak
We'll
more.
get Glenn a translator.
Will, all the love.
I
Appreciate
will
you.
see you next week, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Will Parkinson.
Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets!
Digital pretty much most of all those scratches.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's good. It looks great. Thank you very much indeed. And the other one is in the back, right?
No. I put the other one back in.
Oh, that's
I got both of them back.
Oh, that looks great. Very good. I like that. So we're all done here, right?
Yeah. The only thing you're owed today is just $1.
Oh, I'll take that's a shot.
Thank you.
There
so
you
much.
go so
And
much.
These are your membership cards again.
All right. So I can use those again, right?
Yeah, those are the membership. So you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, thank you very much indeed. I now know where to find the next bathroom because you know what nature calls it. You know the old saying, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Oh boy, now where do we go from here? The fun just got started. All right, now to get out of this place, and you know what? Let's see. I kill a little time, go get some chicken. Man, need this chicken after a hard day's work. Let's walk across the street. All right, let's go, everybody. Time to move your asses. Y'all need to go. I don't have time for the circus or the other nonsense. Y'all gotta go. Come on, son. Let's go. Move it up. 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 Let's go. Y'all see red, and you know what to do. Don't stand there with your hand up your ass looking for the free dingleberries at the gas station. Oh, what the hell? Okay, all right, now to do progress. Holy shit, the hell are they doing here? This is new construction? Well, I'll be damned. Oh, well, I can just walk around here, boom, boom, boom. All right, now, go get some chicken, enjoy the day, have a little action. Woo! Let's go up here. Oh, look at this. They're building the brand new place up here. Another Chick-fil-A. Yep, where the fun begins. This is where all the fun's beginning. Yeah, you see all this construction everywhere. Usual shit. Yeah, the fun never ends. Yeah, you see all this here. Yeah. Yeah, you already know the rest. Yada yada yada. You know the rest. All right, now. Let's go get where the action's at. Here we come. Food for less, here we come. Now, there better be some chicken tenders today. I am definitely damn well hungry for some chicken tenders. You better bet your ass there better be some. Or there will be hell to pay. Shit. Everybody's got to have them. All right, let's go. Now, let's get back to the Jake Asman Show. Send it right back, boys. We got work to do.
All right, Beast. I have no idea what you're talking about, but thank you for that. Let's get to your calls. Reminder to enter the raffle if you haven't. Then we get caught up on some super chats, and then we will hit the phone lines. Ralphie says, "Were you guys happy with Engstrand's creativity?" I think Engstrand has had moments where you see like he's got some offensive like brains. Like you could see some of the Ben Johnson certainly has rubbed off on him. I mean, the play call that they used on the 4th and 1 the record was the play call that Ben Johnson used to beat the Jets in 2022, right? We've seen moments from Engstrand. It's also a tough evaluation because they don't have great weapons, and a lot of times Fields doesn't throw it. So I got to see more from Engstrand, but I'm not as down on him as I am like Wilkes. Like I think Wilkes, they just need a fresh defensive voice for that unit. But we'll see. They got 9 games to prove themselves here. Big fella, would you start Isaiah Oliver at safety over Tony Adams with Cisco out? I mean, either option's not great. If they think Oliver could play safety, would I give him a shot over Adams? Yes. Do I feel overly confident, though, in that? No, I don't. I think Oliver's now kind of the backup to Brownlee in the nickel slot. So, yeah, we will see. There's no doubt. As far as your last point, I agree. I'm not trading Jermaine Johnson. Kevin in the raffle for 2. Shout out to Kevin. Throw my name in there. Let's get 2 W's in a row. I like the sound of that. Oscar writes in, Jake, I want us to draft our QB and then trade back into the first round to take a receiver. I want Carnell Tate from Ohio State. He's a dog. Hey, when in doubt, draft Ohio State wide receivers. Garrett, Olave, Smith and Jigma, Abuka. They're all good. So I'm with you. We have no problem with that. I don't know if the Jets need to trade back into round 1 to get a receiver, though. They could take quarterback and then, they have the 33rd overall pick in the draft because they finished with the worst record. That's almost like a first-round pick right there, so who knows? See where they finish. But I agree with you. I like the premise of being aggressive to go back into round 1 to get a receiver if there's someone you really like. Because they need to surround their quarterback, whoever it is, whether it's Simpson or Moore or Mendoza, whoever, with as many playmakers as possible. That's the way to do it. To your calls we go. Nick starts us off today. What's up, Nick?
What's up, Jake? Yeah, no, I agree. You can't trade JJ. I think he has too much more of an upside, and for a 2, absolutely not. You need much more draft capital on that. You were talking about the safety position. I know this was talked about at one point in time earlier in the year. Has there been any talk still about Stevens moving to safety?
Not that we have heard in months. And he's played really well at corner. Now, I thought, hey, if you want to get AZ Thomas on the field, maybe you could have some packages where Stevens would move over there. But with the way Stevens is playing and the money they're paying him, I doubt they're going to do that.
All right, yeah, because I know early in the season he was having a rough go of it, and then recently he's been doing a lot better. But I wasn't sure if that was an option, kind of moving forward with that. But yeah, no, I think that there's some pieces like Quincy to Will's point. Like I would move on, especially considering the fact that up until 2 weeks ago, Brees was considered for a 4. If Quincy goes for a 5, I think that I would take that, considering, the value and the position and everything else for a guy who's probably not potentially couldn't re-sign here in the offseason. I would take the draft capital, even if it is a 5.
Yeah, Quincy, I understand because he's probably not going to be here once you determined you're paying Sherwood. I would have. Do I want them to trade Quincy? No, obviously he's a good player, but if I could get something for him and there's no way you're bringing him back, I get it.
Yeah. The last thing I just kind of want to throw this out there. I know it's probably a pipe dream, but looking towards, obviously now that we're midseason and we have to look towards next year, as unfortunately it seems like every year it's like this. But looking at free agency and the way that things are structured and who's available, the one guy that I looked at that entering the prime of his career, again, could get franchise tagged. I understand this, but the way the team's structured, Tyler Lindeblom's a free agent next year, and with Tippmann being a better guard than he is center, I could see a world where I would, with the money that they have available, investing that into a center. Obviously, a little recency bias with the Nick Mangold, death, RIP, and what he was to this franchise and an even better person. But honestly, I think that's an option moving forward. And in the event, Baltimore, obviously a great run organization, in the event that they move on from this guy, or
I'd be shocked if they did. He's a stud and is beloved, and he's been great.
I agree, but he might explore free agency, and at least when do
the Ravens ever not pay one of their own?
I agree again, and it could be a pipe dream, but to me.
All right, well, let's talk about it if it's not a pipe dream if he's available. All right, let's worry about it then.
Fair enough, Jake. Appreciate it.
You got it.
Hey,
anything
pleasure,
else?
man.
All right.
No, go Jets, yeah.
Nick T, good to hear from you, man. Hope you're calling more. Appreciate you. Hit the like button if you guys are tuned in live. We got over 330 of you in here. Big shout out to everyone who watches either live or after the fact. Let's talk about our sponsor today. That's Mando. That's right. The Jets might stink, but you don't have to. Mando, let's be real. They're going to make it easy for you to not smell. I won't name any names, but some of you could use some deodorant. That's why you need Mando. You just go to shopmando.com. You'll see all the products on the screen there. But Mando whole body deodorant, it's safe to use anywhere, especially perfect for your smelly pits. It was created by a doctor who got tired of seeing people misdiagnose normal BO problems. This stuff actually blocks odor all day, up to 72 hours. I recommend the solid stick deodorant. There's also the spray, which I recommend as well. I use the bourbon leather scent among all their scents that you could choose from. And here's the best part. If you want to get the Mando starter pack, which is perfect for any first timer, you get a solid stick, a cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and free shipping. Then you just use my code Asman at checkout for 20% off. So don't let your pits pull a Jets performance. Go to shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com and use my code Asman for 20% off site-wide plus free shipping. Support the show. Stay fresh because the Jets might stink, but you don't have to. Shout out to Mando for being with us for another Jets season. Again, promo code Asman at shopmando.com. All right, more of your calls right now. Jetaholic is next. Hello, Mr. Jetaholic.
Hey, Jake. I sound okay? My internet's a little funky today at work.
So far, so good.
Okay. So first off, being a father's pretty surreal. He was born on the 10th.
Congratulations.
And thank you. He's doing great. And little story. So last Sunday for the game, it was my dad's mom's first time seeing the baby, and we all watched the game together. And I haven't watched a game with her in years because she kind of doesn't go out. Like, you have to go to her to see her. I mean, she goes out, but like we live like an hour away. So it was nice to. I'm like, what are the odds they actually win that game? Her first time seeing her grandson. So I know we've had a rough year, but it was still nice seeing a win. And the ones that you sent, it might fit him like, I want to say maybe like January. So I'm gonna wait just because right now it's like way too big. But once he's big enough to fit into it, I will definitely send a picture so everybody can see.
Love it. That's awesome, man. I'm glad everything's going well so far.
Yeah, and hey, can we get a couple more things? Can we get 2 in a row? Like that would be awesome. I don't care how bad of a season it's been. I still love to see the Jets win. And I wanted to ask you, what would your bar be for wins, like, to feel confident about this coaching staff going into next season?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because like there's different ways to get to the number I would like, because if they are at like 2 wins going into like their last 3 games and win 2 of them, great. They finished with 4 wins, but like, what if one of them is the Bills resting their starters the last game of the season, right? Or you beat a crummy Saints team. I think to me, it's a combo of wins and how it looks. It's tough to say a number. They got 9 games left. I would love to see the Jets at least go 4-5 over their next 9, if not 5-4. I don't think that's crazy.
I
think
agree.
that shows improvement. I think it would back up my belief that the roster is more talented than what we have seen from this 1-7 start. And if they go, let's say 4-5 over their next 9, all right, you finished with 5 wins, you match last year's total, and you beat Salah's total in year 1 with a way worse team. So like, that's kind of my thing for us.
Can we go 4-5 down the stretch and look very competitive, be in close games, not be a shit show? I think we're feeling a lot better heading into next season. And then as far as the draft, I know it's early, but I agree with you. I really like Mendoza and Moore. And honestly, I really doubt that they're going to fire Glenn. I mean, unless they like lose out, but I really think they're going to at least give him 1 more year no matter what.
In all likelihood, that's probably how you should bet. But if this looks really ugly and they finish with 2 wins, all bets are off.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I'm just saying I highly doubt they're going to fire him. That's just my sense on it. But anyways,
I don't
thanks
think
for your
they
time,
want
Jake.
to. You got a Jetaholic. I don't think they want to fire Aaron Glenn. But Woody used the quarterback as an excuse for why, the team was doing terrible. Quarterback played really well against the Bengals. What happens if Justin Fields goes out there against a great defense or very good defense and looks terrible again? I mean, the Bengals defense, let's be honest, they're terrible. That's the worst defense I've ever watched. You watched that Bears game yesterday? Oh, my God. Like, I got to see this offense actually look good against a legitimate defense before I'm buying back in here. So let's see. All right, more of your calls right now. I heard this guy had a wild weekend in college.
If Mad Max ain't yapping about Jets, that boy, he's jamming, he's slamming, freaking dancing, wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stopped yapping, that boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Mad Max.
So let's talk about a couple points. So second half prediction. So I think we're going to beat the Browns next week. The Browns look terrible. Dylan Gabriel was horrible. They played bad against the Patriots. And then my second point, the first half of the season, I want to evaluate the first half. I didn't think Glenn was. Let me give it an evaluation. So Glenn, let me give him a 2 out of 10. What's your grade on Aaron Glenn so far? I give him a 2. Someone give him a 5. And D-Star, he's delusional. He's like, oh my God, Aaron Glenn's a coach. I mean, look, we beat the Bengals. That was a good win. But the Bengals defense is horrible. So what do you grade Aaron Glenn out of 10? I grade him a 2 out of 10.
I would grade him probably maybe like a 2.5 or a 3, if I'm being nice.
Okay. That's a good grade. I just give him a 2 because
No,
he's
it's not.
good.
That's a terrible grade.
The one good thing he's good at the moral victory, Jake. That's the one thing he's good at first half until we beat the Bengals.
That's a terrible grade, Mad Max.
I mean, I'm just saying because hopefully Aaron Glenn, let's turn around. We hopefully win 2 in a row, and then my prediction. So we're gonna beat the Browns. I think we're gonna lose to the Patriots. We're gonna lose to the Ravens. I think we'll beat the Falcons. We'll beat the Dolphins. We'll probably beat the Jags. The Jaguars do not really impress me so far. You had 9 points on the Raiders going into the fourth quarter. The only reason I had 30 points because the Raiders are honestly the worst defense in the league. Did you watch the game yesterday on the bye, Jake? It was like the Jaguars only scored 9 points, and then it took 20 points in the fourth quarter. Jake,
Mad Max, can you do the Glenn dance again? It looked like you were playing hopscotch.
Oh man, this is the Aaron Glenn dance. Is it the Aaron Glenn salsa dancing?
That's not a salsa dance. That's definitely not what he was doing.
Yeah, he definitely was doing that. I don't know if you saw it again. He was doing that. He was doing that dance, Jake.
I don't think that's what it looks like, Mad Max.
Oh man, did you guys see it? I got my Mad Max merch.
It looks good on you, Mad Max.
Thank you. And I also got an Maniac long sleeve shirt. If you
How
want
does
to
that fit you?
Can you guys see my Maniac long sleeve T-shirt?
Well, we could just see a black screen because you're holding a black T-shirt up to the screen.
Let me change it to my Maniac long sleeve T-shirt, Jake.
Okay.
I will change right now for you. What do you
take all the time you need, Mad Max?
What do you guys think of my Maniac T-shirt that I got for the Maniacs?
You look great, Mad Max.
Thank you, Jake. And then before I go, if anyone's going to the Browns game, we should do an Media meetup. I'm probably gonna go to the game. I'm thinking about going to the game, but if any Maniacs are going.
I don't know if you're gonna go to the game, Mad Max. You said this last time and they never showed up.
We're definitely gonna go, Jake. Come on, if any Maniacs are going to the game, a little meetup,
I don't think you're gonna be there. I'm not buying it.
I'll let you know on Thursday, Jake. If I'm gonna be at the game, I'll let you know.
I don't think you're gonna be there. I'd be shocked.
Of course I'll be there. Of course I'll be at the game. Come on, Jake.
All right, tell us about Halloween, Mad Max.
Oh,
what
man,
happened?
I didn't even do much for Halloween. I was in Chicago. My cousin had a wedding, so it was fun. I didn't go out at all, Jake, but last weekend was fun. I was with this weekend I was at a wedding in Chicago. It was very fun. We had a rehearsal dinner, had deep dish pizza. Very good. The deep dish pizza was very good. And then
You're blinding me with your light. Move over.
we were at the wedding was at a place called the River Roast in Chicago, and they had really good food.
What did you eat, Mad Max?
Oh man, I had a deep dish pizza, a pasta. They had some salad. It was good. That was a rehearsal dinner. They had a deep dish at the rehearsal, then they had a penne pasta. It was good.
I won't say who, but I got a message from someone that was at this wedding. That's a big listener of mine. Said that you were making sweet love to one of the bridesmaids. Is that true?
No, that's not true. Who's his listener on the show?
I'm not going to reveal my sources.
Oh man, Jake. It was nice though, but Jake, you got to go to Chicago for a Bears game. The Bears won yesterday.
I want to go to Chicago to hang out in Beast Breaker's attic.
Oh man, Beast Breaker. You got to do an Asmaniac meetup next year for the Bears game. You got to, because it's in Chicago. You'll probably have the best deep dish pizza ever, Jake. Honestly. Jake, can you still hear me?
Oh, I hear you, Mad Max.
You got to do a Chicago meetup. You got to get the best deep dish pizza. You got to stay in River North. Very nice district. It's all the young people are going out there, so you gotta do that for the Bears game.
All the young people?
Yeah, I mean, River North is like the nicest neighborhood in Chicago, so you gotta do a little.
How old are the young people?
Maniac
Stop
meetup.
blinding me.
Oh man, Jake, you gotta do a meetup there. You gotta.
Have you thought about sitting down in one place for these calls, Mad Max?
Oh man. I just turned the light off, Jake, so it wouldn't blind you, you know.
What?
You know what I mean?
You didn't need to turn the light off. You could have simply left the light on, sat down at your desk, and then held the phone in one
That is
spot.
so true. That is true, Jake. You know, that is true.
Mad Max, how much drugs have you done today?
0.
How much caffeine have you drank?
0. I'm just always energetic, Jake.
Red Bull?
0.
Coffee?
0.
Irish coffee?
0. Well, let's go Jets. Let's hope we win the game on Sunday. We gotta win. You know, it will look bad if the Jets lose. Go Jets.
What are you guys' opinion on me doing a backflip through this orange wall?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mad Max. Legend. Gift the membership. We have only had 5 so far in the show so far. So if you want in on the raffle, now is a great time to enter for your chance to win on tomorrow's show. A signed Nick Mangold football, a signed Wayne Corbett football, a signed Justin Fields jersey. And at the end of the show today, your chance to win these are not signed, but you pick the player you want the jersey in. Nick Mangold, Darrelle Revis, Wayne Corbett, Curtis Martin, Joe Klecko, or Broadway Joe Namath. More of your calls right now. The Hamburger's next on the show today. Hello, Mr. Burger.
What's up, Jake? That guy's full of energy, man.
He's bringing the passion, Hamburger.
Yes, that is a lot of passion. I can tell you that. Definitely some HADD, whatever, without a doubt. Very hyperactive. Yeah, man. Listen, I was listening to you guys a little earlier, and then I had some things to do. But I don't know. In my opinion, I think everybody on that team is touchable for a trade, other than Jermaine and Garrett. In my eyes, I mean, those are the only 2 people that I want going nowhere. I think anybody else on that team is without a doubt open for trade. I could care less, to be honest. I mean, that goes for Brees and everybody else. Is he a nice running back? Yeah.
What would you want for Brees, though? Like, I don't want to just give him away.
Listen, no, you're not going to give him away. But realistically, and we all know, like, most running backs are replaceable. With a good offensive line, any running back could pretty much look good. So I look, if we get maybe a 5 or a 4 for Brees, I would take it. You got to look. I mean, you need picks, man. We need picks for this team. We have a lot of holes. And I would Quentin Williams, I would trade him for a 3rd or a second. I don't know if you get it.
I need at least a 2. I don't want to trade Quentin now, though. Let me wait till the offseason and get more teams involved.
Yeah, that's possible. But listen, like I said, just nobody's untouchable in my eyes except for Jermaine and Garrett. Other than that, with a good enough pick, I'll take it, because we have an opportunity this year. I don't think we're going to win many more games. I know, it's hopeful. I like and enjoy the wins. I hope we can get 2 in a row, but I don't think we're going to score anything on the Browns. And our defense hopefully can play better than they played last week. Yeah, they played good while it counted, but they let up a shitload of points. And you're going to have a poor offense coming out here. Hopefully they can step up and control the tempo of their offense, and we can get some points in, man. I just don't see us driving the ball down the field very much this week. So it's going to be a tough one to pull out. Everybody says, yeah, they suck, but so do we. We played a really terrible defense 2 weeks ago. Probably the worst that I might ever have seen in my life. And that's after watching the Jets in the beginning of the year, which was pretty bad. So I don't know. I don't think reality is that we're going to win very much more. And like you said before, the last 3 games of the year, if we rattle off 3 wins, it's not going to much matter. I mean, we can't put 2 wins together now. It's gonna feel bad this weekend. I'm hoping we get the win, but we'll see, man. But I'm interested to see what happens tomorrow. I haven't been following too much of the rumors. I know they've been calling about Jermaine. I hope he doesn't go. If it's a 1, I see it. I understand it.
Correct.
But I just think I think he's too much of a leader. He's kind of a cornerstone piece to this team, along with Garrett with his attitude. I think those 2 guys, and Sauce, yes and no. Like, I can do with or do without. I think he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but I'd say I don't think anybody's going to trade for him anyway. I don't think they're going to get rid of him. I think those three stay no matter what. I really do. I don't think they're going to get rid of Jermaine. I would be shocked.
What's our next bet? I mean, we made a bet. Jets immediately won. What's our next bet?
My wife just heard that. Yeah, you sucked me into that bet, by the way. I took it because of your show, and I don't mind giving some memberships out. But you sucked me into that. I don't like betting the Jets. That's for sure.
You and Black Gypsy both came through though right away. You're both men of integrity.
Yeah, well, without a doubt. If I make a bet, man, I'm going to stick to it. If I say something, I'm going to stick to it. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I try like hell to stick to it. Unless something happens and I forget about it, because I do have ADD and I forget about a lot of shit if I don't write it down. So
Jayquest says that you have tremendous hair though.
Thank you. I work hard on my hair. You guys like this hair better than the long hair? I know I get mixed reactions. My wife hated the long hair. Well, should I grow it back? No.
I like both, to be honest. When you first started calling, you were a long hair guy. Now to see
long hair guy,
you're like Jacob deGrom. He went from the long hair to the short hair as his Mets tenure continued.
Listen, my wife is infatuated with Jacob deGrom, so I got to keep her happy.
I love it. I'll tell you what. I'll let you two get to it. All right.
Enjoy, guys. All right. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Hamburg.
Calm your freaky down.
All right. Make sure you turn your camera off, Hamburg. I don't need to be seeing that in my green room. Ladies and gentlemen, some memberships here. Our guy Dominic DeAngelo in the house. What's up, Dom? He is in the raffle for one. Joe M says, love the hat, Jake. Where did you find it? I don't remember where I got it. It's a 47 brand hat, so check their website. I got this last year at some point. Also, with all the deception that was given during the press conference, who's our starting quarterback this week? I'd be stunned if it's not Justin Fields. I mean, you don't bench Fields after he just played a great game, after you said all along that he's your guy, you believe in him. Well, he played like the guy that you said you were signing for a game, so stay with him. Do I think Fields will play like that again? No. Do I hope he proves me wrong this week? Yeah. First win! I just hope we keep winning, man, but I think it's going to be Fields. Mother effing Chew is in the raffle. So is Derek M. the Jet, our guy Derek in Kansas. Brett also is now in the raffle for one. Let's go, baby. Oh, yeah. More of your calls coming up. Load them up on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline. Lot to still break down throughout the week on the show, but the big story is the trade deadline tomorrow. Will the Jets make another major move? I'm surprised Will Parkinson thinks Jermaine could be dealt. I thought once we saw Jalen Phillips go for a third to Philly, that essentially meant that Jermaine was not going to be traded, but maybe a team super desperate. I don't know. I'm not trading Jermaine Johnson unless I'm getting at least a first-round pick. And even then, I'm like, really? Like, let's keep a guy who we know is a good player, good leader, wants to be here, made of the right stuff, under contract for another year. Troll Rich says, every time Darnold scores, I want to cry. See, like, to me, I'm not, like, angry with Darnold doing well. Like, it just proves that the Jets failed him, but also Carolina failed him too, right? He needed to go to San Fran and then Minnesota. Like, Vikings fans should be more mad than Jet fans at this point. They had Sam Darnold in their building winning 14 games last year, and they moved on from him. Like, to me, what I see with Sam Darnold is a reminder on the Jets cannot make the same mistake again, where you actually pick the right quarterback, but because you did such a terrible job providing adequate coaching and a roster, he couldn't win here. Les with a super chat. I'm not trading Brees for a 4 or 5. That's insane. I need at least a 3 if I'm trading Brees, and even then, I don't want to do it. I want to keep him. I want to extend him on a 2-year deal. That's what I would do. Just to do a quick reset, because I just saw we had a viewer spike, I'm going to play you Glenn's full back and forth with the media earlier today. We'll come back. We'll react to it, and we got some legends on the line for your calls here. So load them up. Home stretch of the show, but first, here was Aaron Glenn earlier today, the back and forth with the New York media.
Hey, G, I know it's early in the week, but I mean, I think the assumption is because of the way that Justin played the other day, that you'll go with him going forward. Is that your plan right now? I mean, is that as we sit here right now, is that what his plan is?
Rich, is that you asking that question?
Canizaro.
Mark, you know I'm not going to give you that answer. So the thing is, you will find out soon who our starting quarterback could be. And Justin did a hell of a job against Cincinnati, but I'm going to keep that close to the vest.
This is to me following here. Is that Is there an injury factor going into that decision because of Tyrod?
Operate, and I think you guys know that. So as we go throughout the week, I know you guys are going to ask me again. You're going to get the same answer. So you know who the starting quarterback is. We go out there for Cleveland.
What do you think it would look like, though, if after the performance that Justin had the other day, he is not playing us this week?
Well, that is nothing for you to worry about, is it?
Well, I'm very worried, though, Aaron.
Well, you shouldn't be.
I just want to go back to the quarterback thing again. So obviously you want to keep it secret for as long as possible for whatever, competitive reasons. But I'm wondering, doesn't it help the quarterback's confidence when the coach comes out and says, "You're my guy"?
It helps the quarterback confidence when the player and the coach talk and they know who the guy is. Not that I'm telling it to you guys. That has nothing to do with the player's confidence.
So basically, are you kind of saying that, whomever is going to start knows his status as he practices throughout the week this week?
And that'll be between me and the player.
But I mean, okay.
I don't understand it. I don't understand why you guys keep doing it.
Well, AG, I'm just kind of...
It's really getting hilarious, too, because you guys keep asking the same question, and I keep giving you the same answer.
I am just curious, though, AG, what is the competitive advantage or disadvantage for a team not knowing which of these two guys is playing?
My own reasons.
Better win Sunday. If Fields goes back to being what he's been, the Jets are going to be just clowned. Real competition advantage just for that. Sean super chats. Jake, we winning 4 games. I think they could. I probably will have them winning 2 more games the rest of the way. I think 4 wins is attainable, though. I'll probably settle for 3 because I still have no faith in this coaching staff at this point. But I hope I'm wrong. I'm rooting for wins. I didn't think they were going to beat the Bengals, and they won. All right, more of your calls, ladies and gentlemen. Where's he calling us from? For the first time in the month of November, you decide.
That whole act is clown shoes from Glenn.
I agree.
It's frustrating because he's drawing fire onto himself
For no reason. It's just making his job harder.
Yep. And when you get to the New York market and you say you know the New York market and then you get here and you act like that anyway, it makes me think that you're not ready for the big seat, is what it ends up being. If Robert Saleh ever had like an iota of the self-confidence or misplaced confidence or gumption that Aaron Glenn had, we'd be 3-time Super Bowl champions. It's frustrating to watch. Tyler Linderbaum is a very interesting name, but I don't, like you were saying, I can't imagine him making it to market because apparently this isn't a very good draft for interior linemen. Although I'd be very open to bringing in a center and moving Tip to guard. As I don't know who it was, maybe Jetta Holick or one of the other calls was saying.
I like the idea of keeping Tippmann at guard because he's excelled there and putting him next to Membu and you have that right side solidified. I'm good with it. You could find a center. I think Myers has been adequate. You could find someone like that.
Yeah.
Re-sign him.
I mean, draft somebody, have them compete with Myers. I feel I would love to have this offensive line ready to go for whoever we draft. But with the 2 guards in pending free agency, that might not be possible. I'll tell you what, following Mad Max is like an impossible feat. Like that guy is frenetic. And Beastbreaker, I've never seen him turn on the charm like that, and he was going so well and then he started talking about his bathroom habits in front of the female cashier. You were being so charming, my man. What happened?
Beast.
What am I doing right now?
Saying nice things.
Well, I had to go, man. It's called, you know the old saying, when you gotta go, gotta go. You know what time it is?
You need to tell the female cashier.
I understand that. Well, it's a bit of comedy, you know. You gotta mix it up a little Andrew Dice Clay, a little bit of Sam Kinison. You know the guy that goes, ah!
To me, it was more like Emo Phillips, but
I don't like Emo Phillips. I don't even know who the hell that guy is anyway. You want another guy to watch? Watch George Lopez.
Thank you, Beast. Yeah, you make some great points there, Kyle. No doubt. Very charming.
I appreciate your time, Jake. I'll talk to you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Kyle Clifton.
Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets!
We're on the bus right now. We're heading back to the studios, but a lot of traffic right now. It's pretty ugly. And right now we're just passing this little gas station right here that has Taco Pros and Burgers Pizza. Burgers is okay. Some not that bad. But I'm always saying this once. Don't try their jalapeno pizza. It will burn your ass. And today's sponsor, you know what today's sponsor is? Man's Choice, man's best friend. It says it, Diet Coke. So right now, let's get back to the Jake Asman show. Take it away, Jake Asman. It's all you. Now this traffic's gonna take forever. It never ends. It's almost 5, and rush hour is a little bit of a mess. Wait, we got plenty of time. And right now we're on 39th and Pershing, and Cicero. Yeah, suburbs usual. Now we're entering the city in about another 7 more minutes. That had a kick to it. When you have Diet Coke and fried chicken, now that's not too bad. Not bad.
That burp was all time by Beast right there. All right, home stretch here. Last chance to get it on the show. Call-in link is pinned in the comments. Ladies and gentlemen, we head to Kansas for our next caller. Derek is standing by. What's up, Derek?
Yo, how we doing, brother?
What's up, man?
Not a whole lot. I tell you what, man, it's always very exciting checking into the daily life of Beast Breaker.
I like when he joins us from outside the attic. I enjoy it.
Right? Yeah, it's nice to see that he gets out of the attic from time to time. That's my guy right there. I also like he just yelled right into the microphone, and that guy that was trying to sleep on the opposite side of him just got startled and woke up. That was one of my favorite parts. Anyway, I just had a couple thoughts about this trade deadline. I really can't wait for it to be over with. All the trade rumors, and because you never know what to believe. Diana Rossini's putting out stuff, and it's just it's all kind of cluttered. I'm not really willing to move on from anybody in-house, maybe a Michael Clemens or a Tony Adams. And then secondly, I was looking at some of the upcoming games we got left because I'm not seeing a lot of optimism from the chat. I do see some winnable games. We got the Browns, and then I think we could beat the Falcons, Dolphins at home, Jaguars, Saints, maybe the Patriots at home. I know it's wishful thinking, but I do see some winnable games down the stretch.
Look, they're winnable. It's just, are the Jets good enough to win them?
Right. Yeah. Offensively, just haven't been able to be consistent at all. I'm kind of with you guys. I would definitely love to win 4 or 5 of the last 9. But yeah, I just wanted some of your thoughts on, or if there's any player that you'd actually willing to move on from, who's kind of a key pillar piece, or how many.
I got a first for Quinn and I trade him.
Yeah, that'd be fair. Yeah, he is getting older. He's a heck of a player.
He's still
Yeah.
great, but I just think he's not having the best year. He's been here a while. I don't know how. I think his contract's going to be a storyline in the offseason. And if I can get a first for him and give him a chance to go win somewhere, like to me, it makes sense. But I need a
Yeah.
first. Otherwise, I'm not trading him.
Yeah, I'm definitely willing to give a first for Quinnen. Heck yeah. Well, I think that's all I got. I hope you and the other fellow Asmaniacs have a great day, man. I'll probably call in tomorrow sometime.
Derek, appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Great call from Derek there. I don't even think they're going to trade Quinnen either, but I need at least a first. Same for Jermaine. I wouldn't trade him, but if I got a first, I at least consider it. Spencer Green says, talk yo stuff, AG. I don't know why they keep asking it. He's not going to change because it's just weird. Like you're not deciding between, Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck or Montana and Young or Favre and Rodgers. Like it's Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor. No one wants him to come out and be nice to the media, Spencer. You just don't need to be very arrogant when you're 1-7. You don't need to be that brash. You make it harder on yourself. It rubs people the wrong way. Now, if he wins, nobody cares. But if he doesn't, it gets used against you. That's how it goes. PBM says, when do the Jets play in Chicago? That should be the road trip. The Jets are scheduled to play in Chicago next year. We will make that the Asmaniac road trip, depending on when that game falls on the schedule. If it's in late December, we will not. We're not doing Chicago that late in the year when the Jets are already eliminated in all likelihood. Tampa was perfect because it was week 3. It was a great city. We have a lot of listeners that already live in Florida anyway. So we will see how the schedule breaks. They're going to likely go to Nashville next year. Would love to go to Nashville for a game. If it was early in the year like it was 2 years ago, that'd be epic. So we will see. Yo, Holmes says, Aaron Glenn acting like that at the podium. It's like Spencer Green's usual super chats. Just weird. PBM says, if it's December, I'm out. Yeah, even November, I'm out. The latest I would go to Chicago would be in October for our road trip game. I'm hoping we get to do it in September, though. Big fella, Tampa was hell on earth. The actual game was, but the weekend was fun. Daybrig and Nashville, way better than Chicago. I agree, but it depends on the timing, right? Like if the Jets play in Chicago in September, I'd rather that than waiting till November for their game at the Titans. I hope the Texans keep losing and the Jets and the Texans finish in the same spot in the standings. Because if the Jets get a game in Houston, we're doing Houston. Because I could plan the best possible weekend, given my relationships with everyone down there. But right now, the Jets are 1-7. The Texans are 3-5. The Titans are 1-8. The Titans will have to finish in front of the Texans for the Jets to go to Houston next year, and that's not going to happen. So we will see. Big fella, I'm permanently burned from Tampa. The heat was no joke. You didn't even put sunscreen on, big fella. Joe M, would Beast show up for the Bears game? I don't know, but we would have to do our YouTube show live from the Beast Attic. That needs to happen. All right, no one's currently on hold, so this is the last chance here. I am compiling the list of names to give away a Jets jersey. Joe Namath, Joe Klecko, Curtis Martin, Wayne Corbett, Darrell Revis, Nick Mangold, and I just threw this in today, Keyshawn Johnson. So if you want to win a jersey from any of those Jet greats, make sure you enter the raffle. Barney says, I was born in Houston, but I haven't been since I was about 2. I'm in. Houston's a great city. I lived there for almost 6 years. The last time I saw the Jets win a game on the road was when they played in Houston, but I was living there. So for me, it was not a road trip, but it was a Jet road win. Mike says you need to get decontaminated if you visit the attic. You're not wrong. Keyshawn Johnson jersey. Oscar says, love the look. I think the Jets should bring this back next year. They haven't worn these throwbacks since they wore them, and they changed the jerseys when Parcells made that decision going into 98. I would absolutely love to see the Jets rock these. This would be cool. Like they did the throwbacks last year, which are like the 2000s era jerseys. I think this would be a sweet throwback look. I really do. It does look like the Eagles. I get it. But I think for a game next year, that'd be cool. Especially with Glenn being the coach, because Aaron Glenn, he wore these jerseys when he was first drafted by the Jets. So I like it. I like it. All right. Here's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to play you guys something that I've been sitting on for a while. Something so great that it might change the way you view this show. However, I have to reset my StreamYard because it's not letting me change in between folders where all my clips are. So give me 10 seconds. I'm going to finish counting the names here, and we will give someone a chance to win a Jets jersey shortly. 1 moment. Check, check, check. All right. Please work. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play a clip. When we get done with the clip, we spin the raffle wheel. So make sure you enter before the clip ends for your chance to win. Sit back and enjoy the magic that is Big Cho. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Big Cho. Hey, Big Cho, I'm getting another call. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Big Show.
Yeah, it's nice. I like my recliner. No, I just called to check in.
Big Show.
I don't like all those wrinkles on my head. I don't have that many wrinkles.
We're talking about Big Show.
My implants are coming in 3 months.
The Kardashian ones?
I put the jet gear on for you. Been running some errands early. Came home just chilling.
Big Show.
Well, hey, Big Cho.
What's going on with you?
Oh, man, what's going on with you?
No, I'm just kind of chilling. I got some more work to do.
Chilling, too. Just chilling here. I figured I'd call and say what's going on.
Whose jersey you got on?
Earl Christie from Super Bowl.
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl 3, of course, the only one.
That's true.
Yeah.
You look like you're nice and relaxed.
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
How was your fourth?
Did you say something?
Yeah, I said, how was your fourth?
I was just chilling.
Just chilling.
Just chilling, man. I chill on Monday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. Chill. Just gotta do it, just chilling.
Somebody's got to do it.
You know that. My back's killing, man. I'm just chilling. See what Jake's doing. Just figure I'd call in and see how you're doing.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your back?
Just always hurts. Sitting here in a chair like this helps. So I chill here sometimes, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. And just chill here and it feels good. How's your back doing?
It's doing okay. I've had several spinal operations, had over 10.
10? No, that's good.
Yep.
Best to just sit there and chill, right?
Yeah, basically.
Amazing. All right. Who's ready for the raffle? First, a couple shout outs. We got some super chats here. This one came in from Barney, who says, I'm in. You're in for 2. Uno says, Jake put me in. Uno, you're in for 2 as well. Super chat here from Paolo, who says, ever since I saw Will Parkinson coming down the escalator after last year's Thursday night beat down to the Pats, the Jets have been only going downhill. Let me tell you, ever since I left MetLife with the Jets at 2-1, it has all been downhill. If you're a Jet fan, I left that night never feeling as good about it as I did about the Jets in years. Rodgers played great that night. They killed the Pats. Now the Pats a year later are 7-2. They're going to make the playoffs. They might win the division, and the Jets are a laughingstock. Unbelievable. That was a year ago. Last season, 2-1 Jets beat the Pats Thursday night. What did the Pats do? They got rid of their awful coach after a year and hired a real coach. Coaching matters, man. God. All right. It's time. Let's do it.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac Raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Here we go, folks. Good luck to everyone who entered. But only one can win. And if you win, for you to get your prize, you got to email me, asmanjake@gmail.com, your name, your address, the player whose jersey you want, the size of that jersey, and I will order it for you this week. Again, good luck to all. You guys are the best. But our winner of a Jets Legends jersey is Robin Boy Wonders. Hey now, let's go, Robin. Congratulations. He's your winner. Hit the Jet chant for him. Robin, congratulations. Shoot me an email, and I will make sure that we get you your prize. Congrats. Tomorrow, only one show. I am filling in for Bart Scott on the radio tomorrow. So if you want to listen, you could actually watch on the ESPN New York YouTube page or download the ESPN New York app. It's me and Chris Carlin from 10 to 1. So we will have only one show tomorrow. It will be a afternoon show at 4. Joe Blewett's the guest. We'll do some college QB film breakdown, but obviously we're going to be monitoring the trade deadline. And should there be major Jet news, we'll scrap the film breakdown and obviously talk about whatever moves the Jets might make. So that's coming your way tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to it. JD, I entered you in the weekly raffle for your Venmo. If you're commenting on that, I did not see a gifted membership for you in this show. Unless I missed it, I will check. But again, thank you to everyone. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in. We'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll have the raffle on the second show. And look, we'll see if the Jets do anything. I don't think they're going to trade away Brees. I don't think they're going to trade away Quinnen. I personally would be surprised, but we will see. The NFL is a weird league. But one thing is for sure. It's not as weird as Beast. Go Jets.
You sons of bitches. I got a problem with my prepaid card, and I'm trying to fix it. There's some bogus charge on my card, and I don't like the sign of that.
Hey, Beast, which tank top do you like?
I'm not interested in tank tops. Those are for girls. What the hell is wrong with you? Give me someone American I can speak to. Give me someone American I can talk to.
Why are you so upset?
I already gave you the account number. Why are you sitting here BSing me? Well, you're sitting there with your hand up your ass. Hello? I had a problem fighting with one of the idiots on the phone. Couldn't speak one blink word of English.
What did they charge you?
$9.99.
So this is all over $10? What's your Venmo, Beast? You have a Venmo? I'll give you $10 right now to make you whole.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Jason-Storm-31. You're down $9.99?
Yes.
Here you go, buddy. You've been made whole.
New password, and I can't even get one. I don't even know a password. I'm trying something here.
Gator says, was Beast the best choice as your tech support engineer? I still believe in him, Gator. Absolutely.
I tried raunchy 14. Didn't want to work. Minimize 8 characters, maximum 20. You son of a bitch.
Hey, try on Meatball 69. Hogwarts 350 LBs.
Hey, watch it. Got it. Oh, bullshit, man. Really getting me really ridiculous. This is so fucking stupid. I don't know what the fuck. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the part of the call where Beast turns his camera off and he's gone. Joining us right now is a new member of the ESPN family. He's also an
Nobody gives a shit.
Hold on. I'm having some glitches here, Rich.
Oh, that was great. That was perfect. Nobody gives a shit.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets.